For our Pit Stop B notes, we are going to talk more about those forms of energy that we talked about last time, but now specifically we're going to talk about how it transforms from one form to another. So the title of this page, on page 8, is Energy Transformations. And the first thing that we're going to do is define an energy transformation. Okay, so up here at the top, an energy transformation. Okay. If you think about the word transform, or a popular example is like a transformer, like going from the car Bumblebee to the big robot, right, or Optimus Prime, or any of those. They transform, they change from the car to the robot. So transform really just means to change. So when we're talking about an energy transformation, that is when energy changes from one form to another. Okay, so all of those forms we talked about on pages 6 and 7 in the last pit stop, the miscent, the mechanical, the radiant, and so on, those different forms, energy can change from one form to another. So we're going to look at different examples where that happens. Okay, so the first example I'm going to use is a TV. Okay, so think like old school TV here. Okay. A big box TV. Draw an antenna just so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, on a little stand here. And we know that a TV has to be plugged into a wall. Okay, so if we're looking at this TV, we know that there's got to be electrical energy, okay, coming from the outlet through the plug, and then that turns into or transforms into radiant energy, because we know that the TV is producing light, right? We see light coming off, and sound. We know that we can listen to a TV. There's sound coming out, okay? So if we were to label that transformation, we would say it goes from electrical to, we kind of use an arrow to show the transformation or the change, from electrical energy to radiant and sound. Okay, it's okay that it goes from one type to two. It's this amount of energy, of course, will be the same, but some of it is going to be radiant that we can see through the light, and some of it will be sound. Okay, so if we put that into a sentence, excuse my red marker bleeding through from the other page, but if we put that into a sentence, we can say electrical energy from the outlet transforms into radiant and sound energy in the TV. Okay, so here we have it in picture with a label, electrical to radiant and sound, and here we just have it in a complete sentence. Electrical energy from the outlet transforms into radiant and sound energy in the TV. Okay, we're going to use this format because we're going to do more practice at the next teacher station on page 9, where we use the same picture with a label with a complete sentence. We want to be sure that we see that in every way. All right, our next example, we're going to talk about putting gasoline into a car. Okay, so if we have a gas tank here, okay, I kind of drew one of these on the last page, I think. We have our hose with our nozzle, okay. We know that the gasoline can be put into a car Okay, you can't hate on my drawings again. Okay. Alright, so my car okay, so if we put gas into a car, which will then move, right, we can use these lines as representation of movement, okay. In the gas, we have chemical energy, because it is stored there, use that as an example, and as the car moves, it turns into mechanical energy. So again, if we write that in a sense, chemical energy from the gasoline transforms into mechanical energy in the car. Okay, so, oops, I'm sorry. So there's our example. I apologize for that going off the page. I wasn't looking at my screen. Okay, we're going to do one last example in a flashlight. Okay, so if we have a flashlight, this can represent the light coming out of the flashlight there. There's our on-off switch. Okay, there's actually 3 steps to this energy transformation. We know that a flashlight is powered by a battery. So in the battery, we have chemical energy. And that when the switch is turned on, right, it creates an electrical circuit in there that turns it into electrical energy. And then the energy that we actually see, the final output, is that light energy, or radiant energy. Okay, so it can have 3 steps: chemical to electrical to radiant. Okay, if we put that into a complete sentence, we can say that the chemical energy in the battery, which we know is inside the flashlight, transforms into electrical energy, then, that's our key word, then radiant energy in the flashlight. Okay, so again, this one's going to have 3 steps. The chemical energy in the battery transforms into electrical energy, then radiant energy in the flashlight. So I wanted to include some examples that showed like 3 steps down here, or it could just be simple 2 from this kind to this kind, or at the very top, remember when we talked about how it could go from electrical to both radiant and sound. We'll use page 9 at the teacher station to talk about some more of those examples and how energy is transformed from one kind to another.